Welcome to Mixing Plants and Crafts. My name is Rachel. Today is a special episode. It's not going to be lunchtime plant care, although this is happening during lunchtime on a Saturday. Uh, it is going to. I've been needing to do this, but I haven't had a moment to do it. So today I'm going to tackle repotting the cork planks and extending the poles. I actually have 5 of these, and I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. I don't know if I'll be able to do everything in this one video. I'm going to try because I want to document this. I will have timestamps at the bottom just so for those who just want to see how the cork planks are doing. I think I started this. I started these cork planks last year, so I want to say maybe it's been 6 months. For those who just want to see that, I'll have that timestamp on the cork plank review or preview, and then I'll have the cork plank repot. That's what I'll do. Okay, so here is the Epipremnum Shangri-La, and it has grown out of the plank. So clearly I need to take care of this plant. I'm gonna do that. It's starting to yellow, and I'm sure this is the reason why. I think this root might be from that. I'm gonna have to cut the pot because I don't want to hurt the roots. Okay, so the aerial root really grew into the pot. So this root have attached to the plank, and I'm sure this one have as well. Attached. Oh yeah, it's attached. Yep. It has definitely attached to the plank. Trying to get it to focus. There we go. Yeah. Well, it's attached. So it's done really well. I would like to air layer this and then plant it back into the pot. Okay, so the next one is the silver stripe. I think that's what it's called. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Philodendron silver stripe. It says Rio, but I don't know if that's what it is. That's what it was sold to me as, and when I was doing these little tags back then. It looks great. I love how this one attached. I kind of wish these leaves were inward like this, but I know that is probably not going to do that because there's no light in front of the plant. I guess that's something I can think about in the future, is to get the light in front so we can get some leaves in the front like how these were doing. These haven't really attached into the plank. Oh, no. That's, that is unfortunate because I thought it was attaching. I think it did, and then it didn't. Yeah, wow. It was attaching, and then it didn't. In noticing, the stem at the top is a lot thicker than the stem at the bottom. Definitely thicker. And it seems to be more variegated at the top part. That's nice. That's a pretty leaf. I might put this on a cocoa coir pole instead of a plank later. I don't have one on hand, so I'll have to buy one. So that's something I can consider doing. This one did really well. I might consider getting a light at the front of the plant so the leaves can move like these and have it facing in the front. Monstera adansonii, it looks bare. I lost a lot of leaves at the bottom. So this is another thing I'm dealing with this plant. Look at all of this. I'm gonna have to cut this pot. Okay, so with the aerial roots, let me move the camera so you can see what the aerial roots looks like, and I'm gonna remove the Velcro. Here is a nice look at these chunky roots attached to the plank. That, I think I knew this was gonna do really well with attaching. It just took some time. And I wow, is some activated nodes right here, and that is exciting to me because these are where I lost those leaves. So I might air layer this after I repot it, and then to activate more nodes. I had some moss at the top, and I would do something like this, but the air will get to it, and then it gets dried out too quickly. So I am going to do that so we can get this plant getting bigger. The leaves was sizing up because this one and then this one is a little bigger. But this one got a little smaller, and that's when I started taking off the leaves. So we have another leaf coming, so I wonder what that's going to look like. Let's remove the Velcro and see how it's attached. Look at that. It has completely attached. The next one is the Florida green. Has gotten so big. These were the juvenile leaves that I had on the plant. And so as you can see, I lost these leaves and they were really juvenile. And this one and oh, that's just so nice. I gotta go a little closer. So the leaves started changing on this one. It almost started changing on this one. But oh, and then we have this was the next leaf that came on. And then this was the next one. And then this one. And this one. This is new. We have another leaf. So this, I thought this did a great job of attaching to the plank as well, but I'm not sure. This is how thin the stem was, and as it kept climbing, it is very thick. Wow. It's a big difference. No wonder it's not gonna be able to support itself if it's hanging on that tiny. Wow. That is so tiny. So let's take the Velcro off and see how it is doing. Attached. It's also, oh, look how cool that is. It looks like it grew another aerial root right over there to attach better to the plank. And if I turn this, you can see the aerial root a little bit better. That's pretty cool. I'm going to put the Velcro back on because I'll be yanking on it and I don't want the aerial roots to get ripped out. Because when the aerial roots are ripped out, to get it reattached, it doesn't look good for the plant. And I think, I want it to stay supported. Okay, so this next one is definitely getting a repot. It is the Epipremnum jade plant. It's a regular, beautiful green. I love this color green. Made its way onto the wall and has grown all the feet, the arrow feet, and over here as well. I did have a cork plank on here, but I never kept attaching it. So I kind of just let it be, and it just wanted to go off the wall. So I would let it continue to do that, but we need to repot it because it is already coming out. I had to remove a few leaves from this plant earlier this week, which is why I knew I had to give it a repot. We're going to remove the air layer and see what's happened. I don't know if I can put it into the pot. I've not watered it. I've watered the plant, but not the air layer. It is kind of hard to water these air layering pods. I will say, I don't know, a review on the air layering pods, I don't like it because the water just runs off. It doesn't really stay. If I were to do an air layer again, which I will be, it's going to be with a plastic bag, like a Ziploc bag, or a saran wrap, because yeah, because there's a hole at the bottom and it's good for airflow. But if you want roots to grow faster, you want that humidity to be well in there, insulated. I wonder if these have attached. I don't even know. No, it hasn't. But I'm going to continue to give it some support because I don't want to break it. Okay, so we're going to do the repot now. And I want to start with the Monstera Adansonii. I'm going to put this back. I'm going to put the Velcro back on. I'm going to just do a repot on this one and extend this later. I will probably have to extend it soon, but I will do some air layer on this at the bottom. But if you, yeah, this. I think I'm gonna have to cut this part and not use sewing scissors. So the soil I have, I had to make improvises today because when I was when I was making my soil today, I actually realized there's no orchid bark. The orchid bark I do have, when I opened the bag, there was white mold on it. I'm going to show you. This is what I found in my orchid bark. And it is 8 quarts orchid bark, and I'm kind of mad about that. I should have opened it when I got it, and that's one of the things that I feel like we have to do as plant people. When we get products, we have to open it and see, you know, that there is no pest or anything in there too, because I've seen people that got pest in their potting mix. So that's something I want to not have happen. I'm going to start making sure I open everything. But let's get this into the pot. So I use leca in place of leca and more perlite and more pumice in place of the orchid bark. I did order some on Amazon and it's going to come here tomorrow, but I really wanted to do this repot today. So this plant's going to be so much happier. Oh, you know what? I don't need to air layer this because I'm going to put it deep enough to where this area is covered. I might have to air layer this node right here, but the other one is going to be buried. I usually have to cut a little space out of the pot like this for the cork to sit, for the plank to sit properly in there, for it to sit flush, because there's a lip on this pot. So, and that works great for me. And then I tape the plank around the pot. So I need more hands. I don't know. Oh wait. It looks okay. I couldn't really stick it much lower into the pot because I had already put soil at the bottom and I wanted to keep the soil like that. So what I'm going to do now is fill. Oh, yeah. Even that node is covered by soil, so I don't have to air layer. That's great. This is the first time I'm using soil with no orchid bark. I think it's gonna be fine. I have a bigger pot. I'm gonna have to buy a new pot because I'm out of cover pots. I'm gonna water this last, so I'm just gonna set it and then do the next one. Okay, so this one is all done and I will extend it, like I said, a little later on, but I'm gonna keep my eye out. Since I repotted this, I don't have to repot this for a while. At least I hope not. So let's just put this into the cover pot. And this is perfect. Here we go. Look at her. Repotted and all good. I'm sure it's gonna do fine. This is what I'm dealing with. Yep, and it's dripping because there's water at the bottom. I'm just gonna cut these roots. I'm gonna cut it. Yep, I just did. Okay, that area is cut for more plants. I hope it's okay after I cut the roots off. It is wet still. Oh man, how do I get this off? Like that. To get it off, I had to put some pressure right there to not yank the plant. All right. Okay, let's take some of this soil. Okay. Okay, I think that's where it works. That works. It okay, there it is. So that's the stem and I think it's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. You know, I could have gotten the tape before I did this, but no. Oh, okay. Well, that's not going to happen again because I just broke the plant because I was trying to get this tape on. So, that is very sad. How the freak is this going to... Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are gonna air layer this. All right, do I have moss? Well, I have to be careful about the next one because there it is. We have just a plant that just got severed. I'm sure this will grow. Yeah, I might just cover this and put it away. Found this bag. I'm gonna put a bag. I'm gonna do that. I'm going to try this. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna put it in this bag. This is what you call improvising. And then I'm gonna wrap the bag. That is what we are doing. We're gonna cut this bag just a little bit. Put moss in the bag. And see if roots will grow. Did this attach? I forget if this attached or not. Oh. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe it didn't, and then I can do this. Okay. Oh, you know what? The top attached. Okay, well, we're gonna put the moss in and then put the plank back on. I needed to adjust the plank. So, oh my goodness. All right, I adjusted the plank. I'm going to put this in. Oh my goodness. And then once I get some roots, I can put it into the pot. I think this is going to work. I water the moss, but it's, hydrophobic because it's dry. So I'm going to let it soak up for a little bit. And in the meantime, this is callousing over. Then I'm going to stick this in. And then tie it and put it in my greenhouse. I don't really know what else to do. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next plant while this soaks up. Oh, okay. All right. I'll be back because now I got to give my dog his medication. All right. So I was able to get this wet, and then this is completely saturated now, and I squeeze out some of the water in it, and now I'm just going to stick it in here and see if that is going to get me like that. Velcro tape. Okay, I just put it in this container that I had coconut oil in, and that is what I'm gonna do. I'm a little upset, but you know what? These things happen. Fill this with soil, see if I can get. I could put something over it to get it humid as well. Okay, so I have a little dome. We're gonna put this in a greenhouse and see what happens. And this one, let's Let's see how this one's gonna go. Okay, of course it's dry. Okay, that's all. Oh, and there was a mesh at the bottom. The mesh worked except for when it didn't. Mesh secured. It's on. It is on. Oh, I'm glad I didn't break this one. Okay, let's see. Maybe extending it. Oh, here we go. I don't really want to. Somehow it's wrapping around. Oh, look, it completely wrapped around. So that might work. No, it's not. Well, I could do this. What am I? I think I'm going to cut it and root it in water. And then extend it, and then extend this for the other leaf. And then once this is done, I can pot it up in here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I just cut that. I will lose this leaf right here. I'll stick it in water, and then I'm going to put it back, put it in here, and let this grow. Okay, let that callus over for a little bit. I'm going to extend this pole now. The one pole I can extend. How? Let's figure out. I think I'm going to bring this down and extend it like this. Okay, well, look at that. That is extended. And I can cut this off. All right, I'm gonna see if I can maneuver this plant to go this way once it starts to grow again. Let's see what's gonna happen. I'm going to put this in a water at the end. I'm gonna just put it in here because I don't have any bigger pots. This actually works Perfect. Oh, it's a little, oh no, it's a little crooked. The plank. I think that's fine. Okay. Yep. First one I got to extend. Okay, this is the silver stripe. This one's not attached. I think I'm going to use this really big one, but not fill it up all the way. And then continue filling it as the plant get bigger so I don't have to repot it. The bottom on this one. Let's get the tape set up. Got this. This is quite difficult to take out. Oh man. Okay. Okay, that that worked out better. Okay. All right. I got a few minutes before this falls apart. I don't want it to be crooked either. Okay, that's straight. Okay. All right. So now I can fill, backfill. Okay. This one is finished, but now I got to extend. So this one didn't really attach well. It did attach at some point, but all right. So I extended this one at the back, the last one at the back, but I'm gonna do this one at the front because see if that makes a difference. The only bad thing is that it makes it heavy, so it pushes it forward. Let's see if this does anything. It didn't really do much. I don't know. I don't think I need to put that. It's just, I guess it makes it a little secure. We'll see. We'll see what the difference is. Okay, so now let's put this plant back on the plank. Okay. I got one more to do. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I got a big project completed today once I'm finished. All right, and this one I was going to go ahead and take off this air layer. Oh, and I did close it, but I guess I wanted it. Ew. Oh. Oh, let's take a look. It's a little moldy. Yeah, I took a picture for you guys. Oh, there is a lot of roots on there. That's good. Oh, I can do without the mold. Yeah. So I can cut this, right? I can cut this, and then I'm gonna cut it. All right, so we have a little bit of roots. Yeah, I'm gonna plant this right in here, and that should do something. This is not attached, is it? I don't remember. Is it attached? Did we? I don't remember. I'm sure you remember. I don't remember if it attached. I don't think it did. Nope, it did not attach to the plank. So when you have this as a hanging plant, the stem is not as thick, so you're able to have it as a hanging plant. And now that is now a vertical plant, I cannot make it a hanging plant now, but I can put a little trellis on it and then have it vine up, since it's doing that on its own. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of this pot, because, oh wow, it's really tight. That's what I get for waiting so long to repot. I know I'm gonna be hurting some roots. Oh, okay. All right. All right, so we have root ball, very much root bound. All right. See if I can get a trellis on here. All right, I don't have to tape it because this can adjust. This is an adjusting trellis. How cool. What's going to happen when it grows out of this trellis? All right. Oh, okay, so let's see if I can show this to you. This is where I cut. Can you see that? This is where I cut the air layer pod, and this root actually got activated. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can bury that node in there. Let's see if I can get it to grow. I was able to get the node buried, and now I'm going to just see if I can just cover that area with soil. There we go. Okay, so this is finished, and yeah, it's looking good. It is quite secure in the pot. So all right, I think I finished my repotting. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So I'm gonna get this place cleaned up, and I'm going to water And then after we water, we're going to find a place for the planks back there. All right, so I'll see you in a little bit. It has been 3 days since I did the repot and cork plank extension. So I wanted to show you what the plants look like, where they are now. And first, I'll show you the Epipremnum Shangri-La that I chopped. Once the roots start to develop, I'll plop it into the cork plank pot. So it's going to just sit here. So I have it under a heat mat because that's kind of how I like to do some of my propagations because it's so cold here. So let me show you what the plants look like now. Here we have the Monstera Adansonii, and it's looking good. The leaves kind of look a little discolored, so I'm not sure if it's, I don't know, I will find out. I didn't have to do a extension on this one. And for the soil, I remember I was out of orchid bark, so I had to like improvise. I'm hoping this mix was okay, but if I see anything going on with the plant and think this mix is not good enough, I'm gonna just unpot it and pot it back up because now I have orchid bark. So there is some condensation in there. So I'm not, I don't know. We'll see. I don't want it to get root rot. This one is the silver stripe and we have a new leaf emerging. I will need to push this back and with a plant velcro. And the pot, see, this one looks good, and I think that has to do with the amount of drainage holes is on the bottom for this one. This one doesn't have a lot, so I'll have to keep an eye on this one. This is the Epipremnum Jade. We have browning tips on this right here, so it definitely was unhappy in that pot. So I'm glad I put it up on this trellis, and it's just gonna keep going. Hopefully I'll be able to let it go a little higher. And this is the Shangri-La. I have it in a bigger pot so I can give this cork plank some support because it is so tall. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna go ahead and put some kind of pole back here for the cork planks to have that kind of support for the planks. I'll probably do some more experimenting because what am I gonna do when this has to go higher? So I'm gonna have to chop and prop. There it is. And let's see how the plant I snapped off is doing. This one, it's right here, the Florida green. It's doing pretty good. There is a lot of condensation in that little thing that I did. And I'm just gonna leave it there. I'll leave it there for a few weeks and then take a look at it and see if there's any roots. Once there's roots, I can pot it up in the pot again. The leaf is kind of floppy. So, I don't want to, I don't really want to lose that leaf, but we'll see. And here is where it snapped from. It's doing fine. I just want to see if anything's going to grow from it. You know, you can try. I love trying things. Thank you so much for coming over and checking out the cork plank extension and repot. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get inspired to try a cork plank. If you have tried a cork plank, please let me know. I'd love to hear your experience with it. And if you have any questions, let me know that. And any ideas to get this cork plank sturdy, I will love to hear from you too. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next week.